Shalom. I am in Tel Aviv, Israel today, and just want to bring you this update. Hopefully you're doing well. This is the Mediterranean Sea. This is Tel Aviv, over here, over my shoulder. And I'm at the hotel here, nice rainy day, got the surfers out here, they're surfing in a little cove here. And I'm about to take my supplements as we talk. Hoping that you're doing well. I'll catch everybody up on what's going on with me. That is green tea. The reason I'm taking green tea this morning is because over the past few days I've noticed that I've had like a little feeling under the weather, not feeling so, up to the energy level that I normally have. And I felt that when I was down in Rio on my last trip that I had slept wrong on a pillow, and I'm out here on the balcony at the hotel, so I'm looking in at the bed there, and I felt, man, that really feels odd. My neck's just, not where it should be. But come to find out, I was taking my shower and I was, going like this, and I go, oh gosh, that hurts. Come to find out, my lymph node here on this side was like really swollen. So there is indeed some kind of work going on in my body that's trying to fight off something, right? Let me back up just a little bit for this month. On the first of the month, I went to Moffitt Cancer Center in Tampa, Florida to find out the results. We're going to do another CT scan there and find out the results of the nanoknife procedure that I had on February the 3rd. On February the 3rd, I had the procedure done and also was put on some antibiotics. The antibiotics were for in case the nanoknife procedure had like maybe cut little slits into the top of my colon. And Dr. Kiss said if it did do that, it's hard to tell now, but if it did do that, then we don't want any infection happening in the top of the colon there. Or actually, this whole procedure was done on the bottom of my liver, and the colon attaches right there, right? So when I got the scan done on the first of the month, it came back and I had the review done that very same day. And on the review, Dr. Kiss said that there's a couple of air pockets in the area where he did the procedure. And he said, normally I have, rarely seen this. He mentioned he'd never seen it, I guess. And he's done like 100 of these things. And normally there's nothing there, or if there is something there, it will show that your body is also fighting some kind of infection. So air pockets in the area mean infection. So I'm thinking, he didn't mention this part about the infection or possible infection when he talked to me about nanoknife procedure. He said this is the procedure, drug-free, it's like very successful. And so when all this stuff came about hey, we want to put you on, you seem to be a little impatient here in Israel, right, with the cars. You can hear. I'll move the camera here in a bit so you can see over my shoulder here on that street down here below. Yeah, so I wasn't prepared to go on antibiotics. I'm like taking my pills here today, and it kind of caught me off guard. So the first the month now was like a week and a half after the last antibiotic pill. There's plenty of time for the antibiotics to do their work, right? which they had, and he said, yeah, your blood work today shows that you're not fighting anything. You're not fighting any infection. Everything's looking good. And I felt really good about the whole thing, right? And I did feel good. Didn't have this going on. It wasn't until a couple of days later when I started my South American trip that, this popped up. So, my feeling is that it's related to, what is this, vitamin C? Maybe I should take 2 of those. It's related to a bug, like some little bug that you might get, like a virus or something, and not related to the procedure at all. Because he also mentioned that if I did get infection down there, that I would feel it. He said, you'll feel something down in that area, of course, because it's infected. And nice birds, right? Vitamin D, plenty of this. So just, the lousy feeling, and then when this happened, and then this, today it feels like it's going away. I mean, I was like so exhausted. That's why I told my coworkers, hey, not gonna go out today because I feel exhausted. I mean, here I am in the Holy Land, where even with the rain, it'd be nice to see some of the sights, right? But I didn't go out today because I want to just take it easy and not push it. Don't want to get into a place where I'm like, really running my immune system ragged and then come down with something so bad that I, couldn't get out of the house. Don't want that at all. So, I am thinking that this is just some little issue, like a bug, and it's running its course, which usually is like a few days. So it has been a few days. I am feeling better. Had a huge breakfast this morning. The sun was out, was watching me guys surfing as I was eating my breakfast, which include everything from hummus from here to the roasted veggies to all the foods from here. Oh, so good. And then I had an omelet too. I like eggs. Kept it very keto, except for I saw this gluten-free bread from here with little pieces of chocolate in it. So I had a little bit of that, and very little though. Gotta stay within our carb limit. And as far as the sugar limit, one thing I did do, I wouldn't normally do, but I did do because I have done some research on, is I did have some honey today that I scraped off a honeycomb. It's one of those restaurants that has like a honeycomb, up there with a spoon and a knife. You can like scrape what you want. So I got like a spoonful of honey, had that. That's the reason why, let me rephrase that. The reason why I am drinking this green tea is because if you go online and do some smart research, not like somebody that says you should eat cotton candy that will get rid of your lymph problems, stuff like that. I mean, common sense. I look for, okay, what's kind of the best thing to be taking for enlarged lymph glands? And I found some scientific papers on green tea and making lymph nodes diminish in size if they're swollen, right? You hear the ocean now. It's quiet enough. If you have any trouble taking pills, excuse me, one thing I have learned that really, really, really helps is if you keep your head straight with your chest, right, while you're doing this. Because you turn and try to down these things, force your neck into, your esophagus. It gets smaller. Where did it go again? So good. Hot green tea. Especially out here, it's 12 degrees outside. Now, should we chance, because I have this camera precariously set on an angle there you can see close to some of the traffic there in Tel Aviv. I'm in the center of Tel Aviv, actually. Never been here before. Super long layover. I mean, long enough to go out and see some of the sights. Two things I wanted to see on this trip was King Solomon's temple. You hear about that. I don't even know if it exists. I guess parts of it do exist. And then, should we see like part of the city, how we had it before? Yeah, there we go. Sorry for that. And then I also wanted to see the Wailing Wall. Two things which I could have done today. And, gotten in on a tour, but decided not to because, your health is more important than these tours, even though this may be the only time in my lifetime that I'm in Israel. Just think if I would have gotten to see it, and then gotten terribly sick. So, you got to think about those things. I think the most important thing in your life is taking care of your health. And I do everything I can, even to the point of putting aside, something like that I really want to do. Those once in a lifetime things can sometimes be deadly, so don't want to do those. Like I said before, it's like 12 degrees outside here, Celsius. And it's pretty chilly. That's why I got on the coat, and everything I hear. Plus, it's raining off and on today. The sound you hear over there is from the traffic, the tires rolling in the water, the rainwater. So it makes that noise on pavement. What are we gonna do from here, or for me anyway, now that I have like this nanoknife procedure with the air pockets, right? So from there I asked, I said, well, maybe I could go back on antibiotics. And he says, no, I don't want to put you on antibiotics because you don't have the symptoms that you need antibiotics, Actually, before I didn't have symptoms that I needed antibiotics, and he put me on them anyway. It's a preventative. But I guess he thinks that this is just going to go away by itself. And in my heart, I did too. When I was sitting there in his office, I thought, I can easily get rid of any kind of infection, air pockets in parts of my body going through fasting, like long fasts, which I have not done yet since the first. So I really needed to do that and to get working on this stuff. I have gone through some like 24-hour fasts since then, mainly because I was feeling so crappy. And for me, that's one way that I can get my body back into, to even doing this. I just felt so bad down in Rio that I didn't even want to do a video, didn't do anything. I did do, on my Instagram channel, I did do a live in Portuguese just mentioning that, how I was feeling and everything. So I have that. So no antibiotics, no nothing. And I said, well, he goes, I want to see you in 60 days. In 60 days, we could do a follow-up and see where you're at. Now, as soon as I got home from Rio, I had a consultation with, I thought it was going to be with my oncologist. And it was with the oncologist's nurse. And I have not seen my oncologist probably in 2 or 3 months. Not to say that she doesn't, but their attitudes are different. He has one point of view and she's got a different point of view. And, she had the medical paperwork from Moffitt where I did my scan and said, okay, yeah, it shows, this. I did show her the picture because down there in Florida Cancer Specialists rather, in Naples, they have, at least in the office that I go to, they have no way of looking at images in their office, which is just totally crazy. They rely on the basic interpretation of the associates that look at the scan and then write out some kind of interpretation. So for those of you in that area, in the Naples area, that may have cancers going on, my recommendation is to find another system. Florida Cancer Specialists, just as big as they are, and I think they're funded also by the Lutgard family, and as much money as they have in the Collier County area there in Florida, they don't, at least they keep telling me they don't have the necessary computers to see these images. So I'm showing the images that I took or that were sent to me from Moffitt on my phone. It's like news to them. Oh yeah, I can see it now. So that's disturbing, and then the fact that I didn't get to see Dr. Santiago, my oncologist in Naples. I know that the physician's assistant, PA, she's good, but it's different. She wanted me to go. She said, I think our next step here, and I've discussed this with Dr. Santiago, is to go on some preventative chemotherapy. And I just said, what? No, we're not doing chemotherapy. Oh, but that's what the standard of care is, so that's what we normally do, to fight off any reoccurrence of the cancer. And I'm thinking, well, why don't you give chemotherapy to everybody on the planet? Because everybody's susceptible to cancer, So that's just crazy thinking. The way she explained it to me, and I'm getting wet here from the rain, is that, you're going to need the chemotherapy to keep you from getting cancer again. And I just said, I'm going to refuse that treatment. Okay, you can. It's just suggested by us. And I said, yeah, okay, I understand that part. So anyway, that brings you up to date for me. Don't have much more to say, except I want you to stay on the diet, which is a clinical ketogenic diet. Do your fasting. If you're in the group with me, if you're getting mentored by me, you know how much to do there and what that is. And then the other parts of the protocol, which keeps us all healthy and fighting this disease. All right. If you need more information, please contact me either by direct message or by going to the website naples.academy. Naples.academy, okay? It's a strange URL, but actually works. The academy there will help you. That's me and my helpers. They'll help you get into the protocol if you like, to the mentoring. Just got some great news on some of the people that are in the program that are actually seeing some great results. And gosh, that's always good to hear how, when you do something that has worked for you and you show it to other people, that it actually helps them as well, right? So, all right. In an effort to stay dry and warm and not get sick, I'm going to go inside. And that's all for now. Take care.